Okay, now it's time for me to talk about Ahmaud Arbery. And this is a case of another man, just another black man, getting killed in the United States because he's black. And this is from the time.com. Okay, and graphic video footage showing the death of Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old black man who was shot and killed while running in a residential area on February 23rd, has prompted national outrage and put mounting pressure on law enforcement to take action. On Monday, the U.S. Justice Department said federal prosecutors are weighing pursuing hate crime charges in Arbery's killing. This was published on May 6th, so this was about 3 weeks ago now. So hopefully they actually started pursuing them and not just weighing on if they're going to levy hate crimes on the two gentlemen that killed him. Now, I watched the video, and of course, like all these other killings of just black men getting killed just because they're black is just disgraceful. But I'm actually not going to throw it in this video just because it's a poor video. It doesn't show all that much of what happens. But when you just read the story, 'cause I'm sure you guys have heard of it, or maybe you're just hearing about it now, but a lot of it's just a typical, just a man, he's running around or he's just walking around just doing his normal daily routine. A white guy thinks he looks suspicious, just pretty much just because he's black. They go chase after him, or they follow him. They confront him, yell at him, and then shoot him. Now, I haven't been watching really any local news, and maybe I should watch a little bit of local news or grab a local newspaper. But the big issue that we have in the United States is that all these issues about just a random guy walking around and then all of a sudden get killed by the police or getting killed by some guy, it always seems to be a black man. It's never a white guy that's just walking around or just running around the neighborhood and somebody thinks he's suspicious for whatever reason and goes and kills him. So we really need a transformation in our culture, in our society. So we're having way less black people getting killed just because they're black. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really seeing any news stories about black men going around and killing white men just because they're walking around and just, or if they're just running around the block. So why is it so different that it's okay for a white guy to go and chase a black man down, or a police officer to be scared just because it's a black guy and go shoot him? But if a black man does the exact same thing, we gotta throw his ass in jail and throw away the fucking key. So we just got a whole bunch of hypocrisy in our society, and it really needs to fucking stop. And as black people, we just really need to keep pushing with the Black Lives Matter about how our lives don't matter, and it's time for us to really force the rest of society to actually give us our dignity and our humanity and give us equal protections, because we've never had that, and we gotta just keep struggling till we get it, because that's what we fucking deserve. And it's really disappointing to see all the Christians and all the religious people say, oh, they're for justice and they're for the rule of law. But when it comes to these kind of cases of the rule of law gets thrown away whenever it just happens to be a black person's a victim, oh, they're nowhere to be fucking found. So me and a lot of other Christians on the left really need to point out the hypocrisy and the glaring omission that Christians have when it comes to black people who are the victims of homicides or murder, or just a broken social system, or are inherently flawed in the racial social systems that we had in place, and they were built like that because that's how this country was founded. So it's going to be a big struggle. It's going to be a long struggle that's going on about two, 300 plus years before this country is even a fucking country. But the struggle needs to continue because me, and I'm sure pretty much every other black person, says this is just unacceptable for us to still be treated as second class citizens, especially when it comes to the justification of all these murders, all these other forms of discrimination and ostracization. It's really what make this country just very average and very inadequate. It's what hold us from actually being a good country. And that's just one flaw that we have in this nation. There's a disparity of justice and of equality just based on race.